Hey all, welcome to Ubud, a city located in the heart of Bali and renowned for its rich cultural heritage and natural beauty. We got to spend 3 memorable days in Ubud, and trust me, 3 days is not enough to explore all of Ubud. So, I have handpicked the best of Ubud to be covered in 3 days in this 3 day Ubud itinerary. So, let's get going. First of all, to travel from DPS airport to Ubud, use a ride hailing app like Grab or Gojek to book a taxi. The journey can take 2 to 3 hours depending on traffic, and it can cost somewhere about 3 lakh to 4 lakh Indonesian rupiah. We reached Ubud around 3 p.m. and checked into our hotel Ubud Sensasi Bungalow that we had booked online. After a quick lunch, we decided to walk around and explore the city of Ubud. Our hotel was really well located in the center of Ubud, so we didn't have to rent a scooter for the first day. Our first stop is the Ubud Palace. This historic site is a beautiful example of traditional Balinese architecture and a great place to start your Ubud journey. The intricate carvings and serene surroundings are truly a visual treat for anyone. The entry is free for Ubud Palace. Quite contrary to what people usually do on day one, we decided to hit the famous bustling Ubud market. From handicrafted souvenirs to local spices, this place is a shopper's paradise. And don't forget to haggle a bit because the prices are often marked up for tourists. While strolling around Ubud, we noticed that a temple had a Kechak dance performance happening that night. Our initial plan was to actually chill out in Ubud, but we did not feel like wasting time given there was so much to explore in Ubud. So, to wrap up day one, we headed to the Kechak dance performance in that temple. Kechik dance is a traditional Balinese dance known for its dramatic storytelling and rhythmic chants and is a must see for everyone. This costed us about 500 rupees per person, and honestly, I'm not sure if it was totally worth it. You should actually check out the Kechak and Fire Dance performance in Uluwatu Temple, and it is actually set against the majestic backdrop of Uluwatu Temple and beach, so the views are actually really good there. On day two, first up, we went ahead and rented a scooter. The rentals usually depend on vehicle models, and for a Scoopy, we paid rupees 400 per day. Bikes are actually the most convenient and economical way to explore Bali and especially Ubud. The iconic locations in Ubud can get really crowded, and it is advised to leave as early as possible. We left around 8 a.m. as soon as the scooter rental agency opened up. Our first stop was the iconic Khandara Gate. We rode for about 1 hour and took a quick pit stop for breakfast at this cute cafe. And while you are in Bali, every location is a photo spot for you. Our first stop was the iconic Khandara Gate. The entry fee was IDR 50,000 per person, and the waiting time because we reached early was only around 1 hour. This is mainly a photo spot, and there are photographers who will take pictures for you. You can give them a tip, it is not mandatory, but it is highly recommended. Our next stop was the Ulundaru Bharathan temple. It is a Shiva temple set on the stunning Bharathan lake. The temple's floating appearance and the surrounding mountains make for an incredible view. The visiting hours are from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., and for a more serene experience, aim for early morning light or golden hues in the evening. The entry fee is 75,000 IDR per person, and also don't forget to factor in about 100 IDR for parking. One of the best things about Ubud is how diverse its landscapes are. First, we visited an iconic and beautiful gate, then, we visited a temple, and now we were off to see a beautiful waterfall. This is the Leke Leke waterfall. The entry fee is IDR 50,000 per person, and they also have a restaurant so you can have lunch here first and go for the hike. Make sure you wear sturdy shoes because it can get a bit slippery. It is a bit of a hike to get there, but trust me, the serene beauty of this waterfall is worth every step. Next up, let me introduce you to the true hidden gem of Bali. This is one of the most unique waterfalls you'll step foot in Bali. It was recently opened in 2022, and you will admire the stone snakes carved into the floor. It is the only waterfall that provides spiritual tours, healing therapy, and opening the aura while balancing the chakras. This place is open till 6 p.m. and the entry fee is IDR 50,000 per person. If you're doing spiritual healing, the entry fee will be 100,000 per person. And that was end of day 1. It was a long tiring day, and after this we rode back to Ubud and literally crashed on our beds. Next morning, we woke up at 4 a.m. and rode to our first destination, the Lempuyang Temple. Lempuyang Temple is located about 70 kilometers from Ubud, and it is advised to reach as early as possible because the queues can get really long. Unfortunately, it rained and we had to take multiple pit stops. We finally reached the temple around 8 a.m. and the waiting number was 228. The entry was 55,000 per person. After buying tickets, we had breakfast and spent some time exploring the temple. Believe it or not, we had to wait 4 hours for our turn. And if you ask me, the pictures turned out quite well. So, overall, even though the place is pretty hyped up, I would say it was worth the wait. Next up, we visited the Pura Tirtha temple. It is a Hindu temple and the entry fee is IDR 50,000 per person. To enter the temple, you need to wear a sarong and cover your knees. Sarongs are available free of cost at the entrance and they actually help you wear it. This temple is famous for its holy spring water where locals and visitors alike come to purify themselves. The opening hours are from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. As you exit Tirtha Temple, you pass through a large pool filled with koi fish. This section of the temple is walled off on all four sides from the rest of the complex. It gives it a calm and relaxing atmosphere. Fat koi swim lazily in the pond waiting for their next meal, and we are allowed to feed the fishes and click pictures with them. After Pura Tirtha temple, we were headed to our next temple, Pura Taman Saraswati. Dedicated to Saraswati, goddess of wisdom in Hindu mythology, this temple enriches your spiritual IQ. The opening hours are from 9:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and the entry fee is 50,000 per person. And while you're here, don't forget to check out the lotus pond in this temple. After what was majorly a day exploring temples, next up on our list was Alasaram, Bali. Alasaram is a popular, beautiful hillside paradise located in the heart of Tegalalang. It is a 20-minute ride away from central Ubud, and the opening hours are from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. The entry fee per person is IDR 50,000. They also have a coffee plantation, and Alasaram is known for its experience of coffee luwak processing. Kopi Luwak, also known as the civet coffee, is a coffee that consists of partially digested coffee cherries which have been eaten and defecated by the Asian palm civet. And yes, we also got to see the Asian palm civet. The cherries are fermented as they pass through the civet's intestines, and after being defecated with other fecal matter, they're collected, thoroughly cleaned, roasted, and grinded to form Luwak coffee. Luwak coffee is one of the most expensive coffees in the world and is very famous in Indonesia as well as across the world. Alazaram also offers a variety of adventurous activities like the Bali swing, sky bike, flying fox, and zip line. You can rent a flying dress for about 400,000 IDR and click stunning pictures in their Insta worthy spots such as the giant bird's nest and heart shaped wings. Alisaram is open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. every day. They also have a luxurious and exciting day club called Kretia Ubud. With a three-layered pool and a verdant rice field terrace view, Kretia offers you an opportunity to unwind and indulge in an exquisite escape experience. The pool area is an adult-only area. There is no separate entry fees for Kretia as such and is included in Alasaram entry cost. You can rent their hammocks, terrace cabana, terrace bed, and lantanas at an extra cost. These are perfect for group gatherings and daily cocktail rituals. Kretia is open from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. every day, and the last order is around 8:30 p.m. If you have a Kretia light extension, you can enter Kretia at 7 a.m. and stay until 10 p.m. Alasaram has a plethora of activities and you can easily spend an entire day and night here if you wanted to. That marks the end of our 3 memorable days in Ubud, and Ubud is definitely a place I would come back to. If you liked this video, do like, share and comment and subscribe for more travel content.